The Legendary Tavern arrived right when I finished my live stream earlier tonight when we were crafting gear, and my goodness, we've got to check this out. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, a sponsored content creator for Rise of Kingdoms, and to my surprise, the Legendary Tavern is here in Kingdom 2, which means I assume that this event will appear just before Pass 4 is going to open in the Strife of the Eight and the Heroic Anthem Season of Conquest KVKs. Let's see how the heck this event works. Big picture, you rip open sovereign keys to get rewards, but let's read the rules. Every governor can use their sovereign keys or gems to open chests to get the items within. Every 10 times you open a chest, you are guaranteed one legendary commander of their sculptures. I think you get to pick the commander. You'll get one sculpture guaranteed for every 10 chests you rip open. For every 200 chests you open during the event, you'll be rewarded with a chance to choose your reward once. Please keep track of the time left so you can be sure to use your chance and get the reward of your choice. Okay, interesting. During this event, if you acquire a commander or their sculptures whose expertise you already have unlocked, it will be changed to legendary marks, which can be exchanged for items in the exchange shop. Up to 2,000 chests can be opened per day. Oh my god. I mean, people are going to be ripping through this if you're a mega whale. This limit resets daily. That is insane. At the end of the event, unused legendary marks and sovereign keys will be saved for use in a future instance of the event. Here are the probabilities. There is Attila, Saladin, Cyrus, Harold, Tamaris, Alexander the Great, Khan, Edward of Woodstock, YSS, Constantine. Notice the probabilities are different for each of these commanders, which I find fascinating. Constantine, one of the more frequent ones, as is Tamaris. Okay. There's Zenobia, Artemisia, Chandragupta, Leonidas, Theodora, Nebu, Takeda, Ramses. Okay. Two different quantities of Nebuchadnezzar. There's Nebuchadnezzar X1. Maybe are those full unlocks? Those might be full unlocks, and these look like single sculptures. Wow. Small chance to get a full unlock of a commander? This is pretty exciting. Then there's bundles of Dazzling Starlights, Blessed Starlights, 15-hour research and 8-hour research speed-ups, training speed-ups, gold, stone, food, tomes of knowledge, a lot of them. A lot of tomes of knowledge. Like, you're going to get a ton of experience if you needed that. That's a big deal. For players that already kind of have all their experience lined up, less of a big deal, but wow, okay. So this is kind of exciting. Let's go and rip open a couple of these chests for free, perhaps, and see how we do here. I smash the free button, and I got an 8-hour speed up. Now I need to have sovereign keys, and by the way, when I tap this, that was the chest icon, I can choose which commanders I want here. So I could swap in Leonidas. Once I've done enough chests, I could do an exchange, it looks like. Okay. When you have a choice chest reward, you can choose from the rewards below. But it looks like you can only get a max of 10 of the commander of your choice in here. Maybe that resets every day. Maybe that resets every day. If we get a look at the shop, here's where you can go and exchange your marks. If in the Legendary Tavern event, you earn a legendary commander or their sculptures whose expertise you've already unlocked, will be automatically exchanged for legendary marks. Unused marks will be saved for use in a future instance of this event. There are 40 universal commander sculptures that you could go and get. There are 40 of the sovereign keys, which are, I guess, only 40. So if you have one duplicate legendary for a commander you've expertise, you can get a sovereign key. All right, I guess you could turn that into something. Or, I mean, I personally would probably just go for these legendary commander sculptures. You can get the stars. You can get some speed ups. Okay. Now, if I smash this button, I can spend gems. And the amount of gems for a sovereign key is 1,000. Holy moly, that ain't cheap. 1,000 gems per key, and I don't think you're going to get, on average, one sculpture per key or one sculpture per 2 keys. I mean, this might be more expensive than going and buying it from the VIP shop, getting universals. The thing is, if you wanted to unlock a commander, yeah, Legendary Tavern is the place where that would happen. And there is also a bundle, by the way. The bundle is here. It's a super value bundle, and it gives you sovereign keys. This looks a lot like Living Legend. If I just step my head out of the way here, this looks extremely similar to Living Legend, honestly. It looks very similar. Slight differences here because there's no blue sculptures, gold keys, or purple sculptures, but I think this looks really similar to a Living Legend bundle. And the grand total of sovereign keys you can get from max purchasing Living Legends on any one day, that's $185 to do that, is 43 keys. That's courtesy, by the way, of the folks in Whale Chat. I appreciate you. Thank you for putting those in there. Here's the screenshot of each of the bundles. For the $5 bundle, you get 2 sovereign keys. If we get a look to the $10 bundle, you get 3 sovereign keys. The $20 bundle is 5 sovereign keys, then 11 sovereign keys and a legendary commander sculpture at the $50 tier. And boom, up top, 22 sovereign keys, 2 legendary commander sculptures. Offhand, I don't know what the grand total will be, the expected number of legendaries that you would get from a sovereign key, but this feels like a really expensive bundle to me in the grand scheme of things. It's something I might try out and see how it does, but this feels like an event that some really big spenders are going to do that are trying to catch up on commanders in order to battle in the Season of Conquest, potentially against players that have much older accounts. That's what I feel like the Legendary Tavern is designed to do. Now, I will add that along the way in your Season of Conquest journey, you are going to get sovereign keys, and who knows, there may be other events that give more of these sovereign keys. So there are sovereign keys you will get free to play. Those, I guess, are valued at about 1,000 gems a pop, which is pretty nice. So you'll use those sovereign keys in this Legendary Tavern. Here's a few more. Occupy an altar or ruin. Sure, 400 minutes. That seems pretty reasonable. So these do seem pretty achievable to get. Complete 200 Bastion quests is going to give you another sovereign key. But like free to play, we're probably talking about 10 or 20 of these things, it looks like. And the Legendary Tavern on the whole looks like it's a way for a spender to go and get that bundle and catch up like crazy on commanders. Let me show a few rips courtesy of the folks in Whale Chat. Here's a few photos of folks taking a crack at this. Okay. So in their first shot here, they got 4 sculptures from 10 keys. So that's 10,000 gems, 4 sculptures. 3 of them were for commanders. They already had expertise. So it was 1 valuable sculpture. And 2 sculptures here converts to 1 universal. So 2 duplicate sculptures of expertise commanders converts to 1 universal. Then we look at the next screenshot. Same sort of a story. The next screenshot. I mean, this just feels like a pretty expensive way to go and get commanders. But if you were trying to spend and catch up, I mean, can you imagine? There is a limit to the number of chances you can do in a given day, and that is 2,000 attempts in a day. Man, that's a lot of gems. Some folks have a lot of gems. They want the commanders. That feels pretty wild to me. I will add that you do get 1 guaranteed sculpture for every 10 keys that you open. So, I don't know. It looks like they were averaging like 4 commanders per rip, and then you get the 1 extra. That's 5. So I guess 5 commanders for 10,000 gems. That's kind of like 2,000 gems a pop, plus you get all the extra stuff that's not a commander sculpture. I guess at the end of the day, the value for a spender is probably there if you're trying to jam on commanders and don't have too many of them expertised. I'll say for a player like me on my main account, I've got Attila, Takeda, Theodora. I've got Guan, Ramses, Artemisia. I've got William, Harold, Zenobia. I've got Nebuchadnezzar. So 10 of these commanders I already have expertise, and only 3 of them I don't. Ugh. Okay, so one more thing I'll add is that you can get sovereign keys from the VIP shop at 600 gems a pop. Well, that's definitely better than 1,000. And at that rate, the commander sculptures are probably pretty good. I mean, even on my main account, I think I would be jamming my way through some number of sovereign keys until there were no longer the legendary universal commander sculpture rewards in that exchange shop when you get that extra currency for going overboard on commanders you have already expertised, that's probably the point at which it really loses its value. But I'll have to play around and do some exact math to see. It looks like by VIP 10, which, I mean, that's a thing everybody should be shooting for anyways, you'd have access to this. Although, obviously, this is a huge amount of gems, and this still feels like something most players really should not be spending gems on, in my estimation. I think I'm probably just going to focus on equipment on my main account, to be perfectly honest. I feel like what I'm seeing here is that this is designed as a catch-up mechanic for younger accounts. I think there's value to something like that being in the game. I think that the free-to-play or free-to-acquire sovereign keys are going to be great. I think that the big spenders are probably going to enjoy being able to work on their commanders and spend to their heart's content to get a lot of progress on that front. I think the most premium, rare thing in the game now has got to be equipment. The release of this legendary tavern means that for the spenders, the sculptures are more available than ever. The key is, what gear do you have on top of it? I'm curious for your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think of the legendary tavern? Does this match your expectations? I mean, presumably you get a free key every day. So over the course of the 40 days, you get 40 extra shots at this. I mean, that's kind of nice. But what do you think? And until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.